Ki Tisa can feel like a roller coaster. We start with the calm, almost technical instruction of the half-shekel, move into the holiness of Shabbat, crash into the golden calf, and then somehow end with the quiet gift of the second luchot, the second tablets. Underneath it all is one thread, a broken, impatient, imperfect people that can still build a place for God in their lives, but only if we do it together. To me, those words are to live by today on our roller coaster. Here, as we go in and out of our safe rooms, listening to the blast shake our homes, and imagining what others are going through in the region, and hoping we can all come back together as a nation and as a region to build a better world. Back to Parsha. The Torah tells us that when Bnei Israel are counted, each person gives exactly half a shekel. The rich shall not pay more, and the poor shall not pay less than half a shekel as expiation for your souls. It's not a way to count a nation. Everyone brings the same small amount, and it's only a half, not a full measure. And on a simple level, we hear that no one can buy more worth with their money, and no one is worth less because of their poverty. But the choice of half a shekel is a message in itself. No single person is presented as whole. Each Jew is only half. Wholeness happens when we stand next to each other, when we bring our halves together. The great Baghdadi sage, the Ben Ish Chai, Yosef Chaim of Baghdad, who died in 1909, reads our verse not only about money, but about spiritual wealth. If a person is rich in Torah and mitzvot, he says, the rich shall not add. Do not inflate yourself with pride about your Torah, because that arrogance can cause you to lose the very merits that you think you have. And if someone is poor in Torah and mitzvot, the poor shall not lessen. Don't shrink your sense of your own soul. Don't say, who am I? I'm empty. My mitzvot and learning don't matter. The Ben Ish Chai explains that this is one of the Yetzer Hara's favorite tricks. Against this voice, he insists, a person must believe that even though we are flesh and blood, from a lowly beginning, we can still grow and contribute. So the rich in mitzvot must stay humble, and the poor in mitzvot must never give up. Everyone is a half. Everyone is needed. And he adds one more image. A person should always see their inner scale as balanced, half guilty, half meritorious. One mitzvah can tilt everything towards merit, and one avirah can tilt the other way. That's another layer of machatzit shekel. We live as though every small act might be the one that tips our life and the world toward good. No mitzvah is too small. No person is too small, because a half plus a half can change reality. Right after the commands for the Mishkan, the Torah speaks about Shabbat. Achat Shabtotai tishmoru, ki oti beni uvenechem l'dorotechem ladat ki ani Hashem mikadshechem. Nevertheless, you must keep my Sabbaths. It's a sign between you and throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Hashem who sanctifies you. Whoever profanes it shall surely die. That soul that shall be cut off from among its people. Shabbat is defined as an oath, a sign between God and Israel. The Hebrew writer Ahad Ha'am, the cultural Zionist thinker of the late 19th century, famously wrote, more than the people of Israel kept the Shabbat, Shabbat kept them. Across the generations and geographic regions, so much has changed. Language, food, clothing, even styles of observance. But there is almost always some echo of Shabbat, a taste, a smell, a table, a piece of bread torn and shared. The 16th century mystic and darshan of Tzfat, the Al-Shich, says that this sign is something deeply inward. Shabbat, he explains, is an inner thing that connects between me and you, because it's something that begins with God and flows into us, into our very souls, until our souls become like a sanctuary for the Shekhinah. The real Mishkan of God is not the building of wood and gold and cloth. It's the human being. V'asu li mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. Build for me a temple and I will dwell among them, not in it. The physical tabernacle receives holiness from us, from the fact that God dwells within human beings first. In the first half of the 19th century, Rabbi Yitzchak Shmuel Reggio, an Italian commentator who tried to bridge traditional Torah with the tools of modern scholarship, explains the phrase, "it's a sign between me and you," in a very simple, powerful way. You rest on the seventh day in imitation of God's rest from creation, because you are my people and I am your God and lawgiver. Shabbat is a weekly reminder that God separated us from the nations, made us his Am Skula, by giving us his day of rest as our inheritance. When the Torah adds that one who desecrates Shabbat will be cut off from among his people, we can hear in it not only a halachic punishment, but a description. Someone who consistently opts out of Shabbat in any form is steadily cutting himself off from within their own kin, from their own people's rhythm and story. Think about that in our terms. Today, cut off might not mean a beit din. It can mean never showing up to any Shabbat table, never tasting the foods that our grandparents made every week, never pausing, never gathering. In the lived story of the people, that person is slowly drifting to the edges. Shabbat is the weekly half-shekel. Each person brings what they can. The challah, the jichnun, the tabit, the song, the silence, the learning, the text message that says Shabbat Shalom. And together it becomes a Mishkan in time, a shared wholeness where God can dwell. And then just as we're speaking about Shabbat and Mishkan, the story crashes. וירא העם כי בושש משה לרדת מן ההר, ויקהל העם על אהרון, ויאמרו אליו, קום עשה לנו אלוהים. When the people saw that Moshe was delayed in coming down from the mountain, the people gathered against Aaron. They cannot tolerate the uncertainty. They don't know what happened to this man Moshe, and they demand, make us an intermediary who will go before us. Notice that here too the people come together. They gather, but their gathering is out of fear and weakness. Aaron seems to try to slow them down. He asks them to bring the gold from the ears of their wives, their sons, and their daughters, really probably assuming that the women and the children wouldn't want to give up their jewelry for such a project. Instead, the men rip off their own earrings and nose rings and bring them immediately. Later, Aaron declares a celebration for tomorrow, as if to push things off and hope the fever passes. But the nation wakes up early to celebrate the calf. They are united, but around the wrong center. This group is fueled by fear and impatience rather than by covenant and trust. This is the dark mirror of the half-shekel. The same energy of all the people together is present, but it's a smaller group, and it's not guided by humility or by Shabbat, by the awareness that there are only halves who need God and each other. It's guided by panic. If Moshe isn't here right now, if we can't see the leader and touch the plan, we will build something of our own now. They want an immediate, visible intermediary, and they're willing to throw their gold and their dignity at it. God's reaction is fierce. Now let me be, that my anger may blaze forth against them, and I may destroy them, and I will make of you a great nation. Speaking to Moshe. It's a chilling offer. Step aside, let me wipe them out, and I'll restart this whole project with you. Moshe refuses. He reminds God of the history they already share, of the exodus from Egypt, of the patriarchal promises, and even of what the nations will say. They'll say, why did he take them out just to destroy them? Moshe, the one individual God invites to become a new nation, chooses instead to stay a half, to throw his lot in with this flawed people. It's only after the shattering of the first luchot, after Moshe's prayers and the slow rebuilding of the relationship, that we can come to the final image. Psal lecha shnei luchot avanim karishona. Carve for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first, and I, God, will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets which you shattered. Chazal described the first luchot as miraculous, the writing carved all the way through, the letters suspended, a revelation descending straight from heaven. The second luchot are different. God tells Moshe, "You carve the stone, then I will write the words." The second tablets are born out of human effort. They are shaped on earth by human hands with all the dust and sweat that implies. They are not as otherworldly, not as dazzling, but they are, in a way, more ours. Just as the Mishkan had to be built by human beings with donated materials, careful labor, and daily work, so too the second luchot, the second tablets, are the result of a partnership. God does not erase the story and start fresh. Instead, he chooses to inhabit the world we actually have, a world after a golden calf, a world of broken pieces, a world where people are only halves trying to be whole. When you put these strands together, Ki Tisa speaks very directly to us. No one is whole on their own. Each of us is a half-shekel. The rich in spirituality must stay small in their own eyes. The poor must never lose faith in what they can become. Shabbat is the weekly sign that God's holiness can live inside us, that we are his Mishkan. Our gatherings can become golden calf moments, united in small groups, energetic but not listening to the other, and centered on fear and idols. Or they can become Mishkan moments, where our halves join to make a place for God. And the second luchot whisper one final encouragement. Even after failure, we do not start from zero. We take the stones that we can carve with the tools that we actually have and the lives we actually live, and we offer it upward, together as a nation, together as a region, wishing us all a peaceful Shabbat, one in which we create new in place of the broken, together. Shabbat Shalom.